Hello. So what I'm doing today is I'm getting this 50cc motor ready to swap out on this bike. Now this motor here, it has the smaller studs on it. So we're going to be using this, but I do like the setup with the larger studs. But what I have to do now is just disassemble this. I'm going to use the same carburetor, same exhaust, and everything with this setup here. So it should be a rather quick change, and then I'll try it. I may use some of the other parts later, but this here is going to get it going. First thing I'm going to do is remove the clutch cable. Just like that. Now we're going to remove the carburetor. Just like that. And I'm going to leave it all hooked up and so on. Just give it a twist. There we go. Try to leave everything hooked up, so all I have to do is slide it back on. Not sure I'm going to be able to do that with the air filter on and the gas line. Oh, we got her. Good deal, good deal. Now I'm going to take the chain off. Easiest way I've found to pop this clip is I'm going to put this part of my pliers on the nub here, and then this part on the end of the clip. So by doing that, it will pop right off. So what I was talking about, that clip, to put this on, I put my pliers right up like that, and I just push on the back side. That clips it in. To take it off, what I want to do is I put my pliers up on this nub and on the back of the clip and push that. And that, I don't want to let that go flying, but that's how I take it off, is I put it on here and push back, and as you see, it comes off. I'm going to put it back on before I lose it. There we go. So to get this chain off, I've got to depress the clutch so it will spin, and then all I have to do is pull. Chain is off. So now I'm going to pop the spark plug wire off and remove the exhaust. I'll leave that just like that. Now, all I have to do is remove the wiring and the mounting brackets. I'm gonna remove these now. Now I have never had a problem with the engine coming loose, these brackets and such, and hopefully the other motor I put on doesn't come loose, the brackets and such. This has been a good motor, but I wanted the 50cc, and that's what I'm doing. This black goes to black here, and blue goes to blue. So all I got to do is hook those up. The white wire, as you see, I just put some tape on it, goes nowhere. So here it is out. And now I can put this one in. Now I just screwed the spark plug in that came with the kit. That's just so nothing falls in the head and such. You know, I'm going to actually change that for this NGK plug that I have right here. So now we're just doing what in reverse what we did with this one here. So should be pretty fast build. So I set the other engine in, as you see, and I put the carburetor on as I set it in so I don't have to play with it later. This was easier. Now I've got this nice and straight along this tube, and I've got the bracket on there. I've just got to put the washer, lock washer, and nuts on there. This is sitting flat as well on this tube, and that's going to give me a really secure fit. So that's my plan right now, is just to secure this into the bike. Now I'm going to secure these rather snugly, but I'm not going to put too much pressure because I do not want to strip these. And they have lock washers on it, so they should stay tight, but I will be checking them. So you can see this is nice and flat along here, but this seat clamp bottoms out in the motor right here, and I have about 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to have to cut this off about 1/4 of an inch on this side. The other side's fine. So just a little bit of manipulation to make it fit. There it is there. I'm going to move this one cable out of the way, and we'll put that up through just like that. Now I can put on the washer, the lock washer, and the nut on this side, and do the same on the other, and then tighten it down. That engine is secure. Now I'm going to plug these in. That goes the black like that, and this one goes right in there. Now that's all hooked up. This one here, I'll just retape that one. Now I can put the exhaust on as well. Carburetor, I'll push down here, tighten that up. That's good to go. Put the clutch cable on, change the plug out. And of course the chain. Good to go. So now I have the muffler all on and tight. I just changed the spark plug to an NGK, and I'm going to put that on. Now I'm going to put the clutch cable on and tighten up the carb. That's in as far as it will go. Going to bring it over like that and tighten up that one screw. Now I'm only going to adjust this until it fetches up on the clutch. So take my pliers here, I'm going to push in and pull at the same time, and then I can tighten it. I'll hold that right there. Oh, I guess it's staying anyhow, since you can see that I've got it a little messed up there from Now let's see how the clutch works. Oh yeah. So it's very important to get a screwdriver that fits these bolts. Push in really hard. Oh, this one actually has a nut on the other side, so I have to take that off first. But these ones, you have less chance of stripping them out if you have the right size screwdriver. I wanted to check this bucking bar and bearing, and they actually do have grease in them, so bonus. So I have the spark plug in, so I can't turn this without pushing in the clutch. Now, last time I just fed it right in through, but I wanted to check this bucking bar and such and make sure it had grease in it. So I am actually going to put this back on, and then just feed the chain up through, because I can depress the clutch right there. These are all the same size bolts, so I could actually replace these bolts with the Allen ones I already have. I could just change them, and I may do that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick this on and start feeding it up through. Just rolling that sprocket around. When it gets right on the bottom, if it starts to fetch up, then I will use my screwdriver and get it out. Well, look at that. Perfect. And we know that the clutch is working right. So I'm unsure where this is going to end up, since I don't use a tensioner and such. Ah, that's perfect. So I'm going to stick this one on, take this, and stick that one on. Just long enough. It should be perfect. There we go. Now put this on, and my clip. I want to run my clip this way, right like that. I'm gonna grab this spot. She's in. Gotta adjust that chain, but it's all hooked up. So the bike is complete. It's time to test it out. I put the chain tensioner on because I'll have to cut the chain actually to make it fit properly without the tensioner. But wasn't that long, you know, I'm not sure, an hour or so, maybe a couple hours. But when you're filming, it takes, you know, almost double the time. So I took this cover off because I'm going to grease in here, and as you see, there are metal shavings in there. And I looked at this, and you can see where the metal came from. Now, I also am changing out these bolts here for the Allen bolts. I'm going to put them in. So I took this cover off, and this cover is taller than this one by about 1/8 of an inch or so. So I think I may put this cover back on this bike with Allen bolts. So there it is. Those will be a lot easier to maintain, those Allen screws.